Hey, this is Justin from the Nerdaloft channel, back with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Tonight I'm playing through some Mono Black Devotion. I haven't actually really looked around online to see what people are playing in terms of, sort of a Mono Black Devotion type of build. But I figure a lot of people must be playing something like this. There's probably a little bit of variety out there at the moment, but the whole idea of this deck, I really wanted to play Grey Merchant of Asphodel, which is this guy here. Everyone's calling him Gary for some reason. um, it's pretty funny. The card's name is Grey Merchant of Asphodel. It's a 5 mana, 2 black, 3 colorless. It's a 2/4 creature zombie. And when Grey Merchant of Asphodel enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black, and we gain life equal to the life lost this way. So, devotion to black, devotion, it's kind of a new mechanic in the Theros Beyond Death set. All of the cards that we play that are black mana colored costing cards all contribute to our black devotion. So this card kind of is set up in the deck to sort of go off at the end. If we've got sort of 7, 8, 9, 10 black devotion on the battlefield, we should be able to just get out a Grey Merchant of Asphodel, possibly win the game. Starting at the top of the deck, a Hateful Eidolon. It's a 1 mana, 1/2 lifelinker. Helps us get some of that early board pressure going on. It's a black mana costing card, so it helps contribute to our black devotion. Kaya's Ghost Form. I kind of like Kaya's Ghost Form in the deck with Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Kaya's Ghost Form says the enchanted creature or planeswalker will enchant a creature or planeswalker you control. When enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, we can return that card to the battlefield under our control. So we can effectively get 2 triggers of Grey Merchant of Asphodel if we sack it, or we just sacrifice it in terms of sending it into attack, let him die, comes back onto the battlefield, and we can take another 7, 8, 9, 10 life through the devotion that we have. So that could be pretty cool. Haven't really played much with this deck yet, so we'll see when we start playing through some games if that's effective. Yarok Fenloker is a 2 black mana costing creature. It's a 1/1. When he enters the battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand, so that's kind of nice. We can kind of potentially get a double trigger if we maybe put Kaya's Ghost Form on Yarok Fenloker, but there's some kind of nice synergy with Yarok Fenloker and Nightmare Shepherd. Nightmare Shepherd says whenever another non-token creature we control dies, we can exile it, and if we do, we can create a token copy of that creature where it's a 1/1 and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. So we effectively get a Yarok Fenloker token off the back of Nightmare Shepherd, so that's pretty cool. Continuing on, we've got a Murderous Rider, gets the 2 black devotion there. It's kind of nice board removal with Swift End. Murder is some more removal. Underworld Dreams is a 3 black mana enchantment where an opponent draws a card. Underworld Dreams deals 1 damage to that player. Helps contribute to our devotion of black as well at 3 black mana, so that's kind of nice. Erebos Blackhearted, or Bleakhearted, sorry. Kind of a nice legendary enchantment creature. I really like the gods in the new set. They're pretty powerful. When our devotion to black is less than 5, Erebos isn't a creature. So generally in this deck, we're probably going to be at 5 devotion by turn 2 or turn 3, generally. So he's usually going to be a creature for us. When another creature we control dies, we can pay 2 life, and if we do, we get to draw a card. So that's kind of nice. We can pay 2 mana and sacrifice another creature. So maybe we've got a Yarok Fenloker token on the board, or we have maybe a Hateful Eidolon that's got an enchantment on it. We can get some more card draw off the Hateful Eidolon. We can sack if we sacrifice one of these guys with Erebos, The target creature gets -2/-1 until end of turn. So we could potentially use some of that for like taking a weenie off the board or something with the -1. Ferricus Spawn. It's a Gorgon creature for 4 mana to 3/4 with Escape. We can exile 3 other cards from the graveyard to play Ferricus Spawn again, so that's kind of nice. Escapes with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, so we effectively get 5/6 for 4, so that's pretty effective, pretty efficient. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a non-Gorgon creature, so generally we should be able to get a opponent sacrificing a creature. Haven't really come across people playing Gorgon tribals or anything, so that's the deck. Lands are pretty basic. It's a mono black deck, so we're just playing 22 Swamps and 2 Castle Lochthwains for some card draw. If we run out of cards in our hand. And that's the deck. Let's go play some games and see how we do. So we're on the card draw. Pretty heavy swamp hand. We've got a Fenloker and Underworld Dreams. Not too bad. Keeping the hand because we've got the Nightmare Shepherd as well. We might be able to replay the Yarok Fenloker for another exile for the opponent's hand. So we'll see how that plays out. We've picked up a Grey Merchant of Asphodel, so the deck is basically revolving around mono black devotion. Well, it is a mono black devotion deck, so we get as much devotion out to black as we can. We can go off at the end with Grey Merchant of Asphodel and win the game. In the meantime, we'll be taking damage, or we'll be dealing damage to the opponent with Underworld Dreams, Nightmare Shepherd. Yarok Fenloker is just going to keep chipping away. So by the time we can get enough devotion up, 8, 9, 10, we might be able to win it with Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Gets a nice board wipe. So we're going to take this out with the Murderous Rider Swift End. So the opponent's got the Cavalcade of Calamity out. So playing a red Cavalcade deck, looking to see probably a lot of small 1/1 creatures, or at least 1 power creatures to take advantage of Cavalcade, so probably don't need to worry about too much removal. We should be able to sustain ourselves with Murderous Rider on the field, getting us some life gain, acting as a decent blocker as well. Steamkin comes out. Summit Sprint, okay, so they can buff their Steamkin. We're just going to allow that to come through. There's not much we can do there. I light up the stage. They take advantage of. It looks like they pull another light up the stage, which they'll use. Okay, they got the Scorch Spitter as well, so it's not a bad 1-drop for them, playing Cavalcade. Okay, so we could probably Murderous Rider the Steamkin here. That would probably be the best play. Helps us get some devotion on the board as well. Once we play Murderous Rider. We can't play this turn, so we don't have the mana left, but the best play is, yeah, get rid of that Steamkin that's getting a bit out of hand. And we'll see what they come up with next. Okay, I kind of think it's worth the trade there. Getting rid of some of their 1-power creatures. We're not going to be taking extra damage from the cavalcade now, so it's kind of a worthy. Trade. We get the life gain from it as well, so keeps us in the game a bit longer. So we've got Nightmare Shepherd out now, so when Nightmare Shepherd is on the field and another creature of ours dies, we can replay that creature, or it comes back onto the battlefield, so any enter the battlefield effects that creature has, we can basically play twice. Grey Merchant of Asphodel could be really good with Nightmare Shepherd on the field. He can come out, do his devotion damage, and then we can kind of sacrifice him or kill him off, and then he can come back and do more of his enter the battlefield damage. So, yeah, pretty fun. Alright, so we're swinging for 4 with the Nightmare Shepherd. Underworld Dreams will do another point of damage, so the opponent gets down to 9. Okay, so they're going to force us to take some damage here, or they'll get some card draw. So, probably should just let them get the card draw here, because our Underworld Dreams will do damage to them every time they do draw cards. So, yeah, this time around we've kind of learned from our mistake, and we let them draw the cards. We possibly could have killed them off here, or gotten very close, maybe to 2, but it wasn't to be. They play a second Cavalcade, so that's a pretty big, issue. But we play Merchant here and win the game. Okay, on the card draw, another Grey Merchant. Otherwise, not too much to play early on, so we'll mulligan. 2 Nightmare Shepherds. I think we just get rid of one of them. Not too bad. Half swamps, half cards we can play. We don't, unfortunately, have much to play early on, though, so we're probably going to be on the back foot for a little while. Underworld Dreams on turn 3 might be able to do some work for us, but we'll definitely be on the back foot this game. Okay, so Underworld Dreams comes into play. Opponent now has an ability to untap permanents. I think they can actually untap lands, potentially. Target land you control, yeah, so they can bring lands on as an XX elemental. Kind of like the ability, the minus ability for Nissa. So that's interesting, to have that in a creature. So if we play Farika Spawn here, we don't have anything else we can exile we can use the escape mechanic with yet. It gets a lot bigger when it escapes from the graveyard, but for now it'll do for us. So we play the second Underworld Dreams for the 6/7 devotion on the field right now. Okay, so we'll keep chipping away until we pull a Merchant or something else that's gonna help us out. Season of Growth, okay, so okay, so Erebos comes out.
we could sack the Pharika spawn to grab another card. We can pay the 2 life to grab a card. Yeah. So we've got the murder now for next hand, next turn. The Destiny Spinner we can probably take out next turn, depending on what they play. Okay. Yep, so we murder the Destiny Spinner. Gets a card into our graveyard for Pharika spawn escape in the future. Underworld Dream still doing some work. So we got 2 cards in the graveyard. Well, Pharika's spawn is one of them. We'll need another one. Okay, Barkhide Troll comes out. It's going to be tough. It's got protection if it removes his counter. So, well, Murderous Rider, he's probably going to protect himself. Yep. Give the opponent a little nice. Should have saw that coming. Just kind of didn't really consider. Okay, so Questing Beast is now out on the field. Kind of need to pull another Murderous Rider or something to take care of that. Or we're going to be dead pretty quick. Oh, we've got a murder. That's actually not too bad. Okay, so we're still in the game here. I think we keep our blocker. It's going to be pretty close. But yeah, we keep our blocker to defend against this Barkhide Troll. It's not going to attack. Citizen Champion, that's not good news for us. Anytime an enchantment is played, Citizen Champion gets a +1/+1. And a card draw. So, yeah, very strong card. Oh, we have a Grey Merchant here. So, I think we can get our Pharika spawn out. This is a little bit greedy. But we get the Pharika spawn out, and then we can play Grey Merchant. The Pharika spawn would be a nice blocker. They have to sack a creature, so that gets rid of their Barkhide Troll to keep Citizen Champion. So now it's just a matter of using our flyer to get over the top. And we should win this one. Opponent gets down to 1. We've got a Grey Merchant to finish as well. We've got 9 Devotion on the field. Oh, so that Rabbit Bite's going to be the end of them. They're going to get the card draw off the Rabbit Bite, and that's going to be it. Okay, on to the next game. Okay, so Hand of Swamp and Murderous Riders, and we're probably going to mulligan that. We just don't want all of our Murderous Riders all together. This is a lot better. I think we'll take that hand. Probably get rid of the murder. Play a little more aggressively. Hopefully we draw some lands here. We've got the Yarok Fenloker on turn 2, so not too bad. It's all about getting rid of options for the opponent. I kind of like the synergy between Yarok Fenloker and Nightmare Shepherd. We get Nightmare Shepherd out. If Yarok Fenloker dies, we can bring him back onto the field. So we draw another Fenloker, which is nice. They have to exile another card. Again, just taking out options. So we have some... Oh, there's a shock. Okay. So we pull an Erebos. Can't use them just yet. They play a Castle Lochthwain with a Thriller possibility to get some card draw. We pull another Yarok. So... we're kind of getting lucky with our Fenloker pulls this hand. Alright, so they're playing a red-black dragon kind of deck, I guess. Alright, we can use that land, that's good. We probably Murderous Rider, the Sarkhan. Just stops more dragons getting out onto the field. They're pretty decent threats, these 4/4 flyers, so we want to take care of them pretty quickly. Okay, so we pull another Grey Merchant. We're not doing super well in terms of devotion to black this game. Underworld Dreams definitely helps at 3 devotion. We could possibly play the Murderous Rider for 2 devotion. Nightmare Shepherd, we can pull another land. Okay, so they're playing more dragons. That's kind of bad news for us, but it is what it is. So they're likely going to attack with their 8 damage, their 2 4/4 dragon flyers. Yeah, so that's 12. We've just lost the match. Alright, so, yep. Lost to the flyers. No problem. On to the next game. Okay, so on the draw, again, not a bad hand. This deck's pretty well built to get a decent option each card draw, which is pretty nice. I've built plenty of decks in the past that haven't performed this well so early on with few tweaks. So I think I didn't have Fenloker in the deck to begin with. What did I have? I might have had, I might have just had some, Knight of the Ebon Legions or something in here. But Yarok's nice because it adds 2 devotion on turn 2, so that's pretty strong. It's a black. Helps us get rid of some options from the opponent as well, so yeah, it's a pretty good card. So it looks like they're playing potentially a mono-red weenie kind of deck, maybe another Cavalcade type deck. Yeah, the Tin Street Dodger, so it's probably going to be a Cavalcade, Torbrand, Chandra type of option. So we probably just play Murderous Rider to get rid of the Scorch Spitter. We'll be taking less damage if that's removed. Okay, Fenloker, not bad. We played the Murderous Rider for a decent blocker. We can block these 2 guys pretty easily. We get the life gain, which we kind of really need right now, so that's not a bad option. Okay, our opponent swings in for 2. We can block, probably, yeah. We can block here pretty safely. Okay, Ember Cleave comes out, so we're still going to get our 2 life gain here, but we're going to take the damage from Ember Cleave. I think we play the Nightmare Shepherd or a Farrakha Spawn for some more blocking. Okay, we're going with Underworld Dreams in the hopes that we pull a Merchant, I guess. Okay, so a Robber. Yeah, this one's going to be pretty tough to come back from. We pull a land, which isn't super useful right now. let's get rid of their option with Yarick Fenloker. Okay, so the shock is going to take care of the Fenloker. Alright, so Embercleave is going to come back on. Alright, so we're going to be taking 6 damage from the Robber. 1 from Tin Street Dodger, which is 7, so we're still in the match, but we just don't have another option here. We can probably Varicus Spawn as a blocker. The Embercleave is giving Trample as well, so that's pretty tough. We could possibly Kaya's Ghost Form the Varicus Spawn to get it back next turn. To hold on for another turn. But I think with that double strike and the Trample, the game is over. Okay, not so bad. So, yeah, had some decent games. The deck is pretty good, I think. It's fun to play, for sure. It's pretty reliable, generally. Yeah, it's probably not so great against some matchups, but yeah, Mono Black Devotion is pretty fun. I'll have to have a look online to see what other people are playing in terms of Mono Black Devotion. Get some other ideas for how this deck could build out further, but that's the game. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Yeah, I really much appreciate it. Like the video with your friends and share it around. And thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.